Praise God, praise God, praise God. I tried to go live on YouTube and it wouldn't let me. I'm not eligible yet. But you know what? It's okay. We're moving and grooving. I've been waiting to do this message, and so I need to ground in this energy right now so I can come off in the best way possible. Alexa, stop. Pause. Okay. I really want to be present in this moment. You know what's crazy? I always fucking put my motherfucking do-rag on when it's time to do a message or a reading. But I'm not putting this shit off any longer. I'm not putting it off any longer. Let's give glory to God today. Okay. It's been a hard week. It's been a long week. But the Almighty has not left our sides. The Almighty has shown up for us. The Almighty has shown us what truths we needed to see in order to believe even deeper in our mission and in our purpose. You know, that we always say that the enemy is sending something our way, but I like to think of the enemy as our angel, as a part of what God's mission is. Okay, because without God there is no enemy. Let's be clear on that. God is in the know of what the enemy is already sending you. So let's get clear on that. So I want to talk about a few things tonight. Oh, that's what I needed. I need to go get this other deck. Give me a second, y'all.
What's up? You got a phone? Got it, Jeremy.
Who?
Jeremy.
Hey.
What we doing? Two in a row.
2 in a row.
Two in a row.
Yeah, that was good. I want to see if we got anything for that weapons case or not. Sometimes you get a like a new unlock. Did you get an unlock? Did you get a
Lord.
like a weapons unlock for?
Grabbing the incense, y'all. Come on, be patient. Be patient with your girl.
Usually, if you extract the weapons case,
Just got out of a spiritual bath. I'm feeling
like so. You know how we got in that car?
Feeling the
like,
love.
Color? Yeah. Like that's like
Feeling the light. Unlock,
like for extracting the weapons case. You know what I mean?
Okay. The divine has so much to say to y'all this week, I tell you. The divine has so much to say. I'm about to burn some frankincense. Peace, family. Peace, family. We got a lot to talk about. How are y'all feeling? Okay, we'll burn a little bit of this. What we got left? God, thank you so much for a beautiful, peaceful end to the week. It is Monday, but I always feel like my week start on Monday, so what the fuck ever. I'm trying to get this set up. We in the bed right now. We in the club. We ride slow. We doing things that the girls don't do. Ooh, I'll do this. See if this works. So y'all know that I was out of my fucking mind last week. I went to a music festival called Electric Forest. So I want to kind of talk about what I took away from that today. I'm going to get into some downloads. We're going to pull some cards. This may be a longer video than normal, but I just feel like there is so much to unpack. Shout out Queen Cup. Desiree, you really inspire the fuck out of me. I really can tell that you're not in competition with anyone and you're just doing your fucking thing. but the alignment and the messages that we received through our experiences was so potent that I have to in some way piggyback off of it. But shout out to you for putting this message out, because I've been really sitting in it, um, so I can speak about it. Something that Desiree brought up in her video was the concept of angels and demons and jinns, okay? And an angel and demon is, in her words, she said, was not what you need to be afraid of. It's the jinns that you need to be afraid of, because an angel and demon are at least conscious of the acts that they commit. But a jinn, they'll do that shit and act like they weren't even involved, okay? It's just funny. I just turned to this page. I wanted to read a page out of this. When I was at this festival, one of the ways that I grounded was I'd pull this little book out and I would read a page, and it would lead me to the message that I always needed in that moment at the time. So this says, it's number 63, which is a 9. And I've been seeing 9s over the last month, and I've been like running from them. I've been like, no. And Spirit is like, no, the 9 is literally you actually having consciousness around the chapter that you are ending and giving more gratitude out to it, so you can be in joy of it, so you can be in pleasure of it, so you can be in alignment with it, because then you like, it cleanses you. It cleanses you when you actually recognize and give it a little bit of life. Okay, so the 9 isn't here to harm us. It's actually here to congratulate us before we move on to the 10, which is our new chapter. I think it's very beautiful now. Not causing harm, okay? Don't cause harm. That's what it's called. Don't cause harm. Don't cause harm. Not causing harm obviously includes not killing or robbing or lying to people. It also includes not being aggressive. Not being aggressive with our actions, our speech, or our minds. Learning not to cause harm to ourselves or others is a basic Buddhist teaching on the healing power of non-aggression. Not harming ourselves or others in the beginning, not harming ourselves or others in the middle, and not harming ourselves or others in the end is the basis of an enlightened society. This is how there could be a sane world. It starts with sane citizens, and that is us. The most fundamental aggression to ourselves, the most fundamental harm we can do to ourselves, is to remain ignorant by not having the courage and the respect to look at ourselves honestly and gently. Okay, I love that, but I also don't. Okay? Because sometimes when people have you fucked up, I think it's very necessary to fuck them up. And I don't necessarily mean you gotta be beating motherfuckers' ass, but I do mean you need to call someone out. And I'm gonna tell a story about this because I had gotten linked by my old realtor, not even old, a very new realtor, to another new realtor. And this realtor was like trying to gaslight me earlier. He was like, can we possibly meet? Is it possible for you to meet at 5:30? And I said, yes, I can. So I roll up to this space to meet him at 5:30, and he's not there. And I'm like, yo, just to be clear, like, we're meeting at 5:30, right? And he was like, oh, well, I asked if it was possible, and I wasn't sure what your response was, so I just, wasn't certain. And I was like, here's a screenshot of our conversation. It was confirmed. So what the fuck are you talking about? And he was like, most people would not take that as certainty. They would take it as possibility. And I was like, yeah, but it was never mentioned as a possibility. You asked if it was possible. If I can meet you. I confirmed. So instead of trying to like make yourself look better, just take the L, brother. I literally told him to take the L. That's how much I don't care. I said, take the L. And he was like, this is not a good fit. And I was like, it's not a good fit because you are not doing a good job, and you know that. Take the L. And so at the end, I was like being kind of aggressive because I was like, nigga, you got me all the way fucked up. And you're not about to fuck with me when I'm in one of the most stressful weeks of my life and I'm leaning into you to help me and you are not being clear or concise. So fuck you. And I normally am not like that. People people who watch my videos, you know me, I'm not normally like that. But sometimes you have to like stake your claim and you have to be like, yo, no. But anyways, by doing that, I feel like it opened up a portal for me because it was no longer allowing a man to say like, I'm right, you're wrong, and you did this wrong. But also like not even allowing like I was like feeling bad because my sister was in the group chat and I was like, sorry for being rude to him, like in front of you, but like I just had to say that. And she was like, girl, do your thing. So, anyways, sometimes you have to cause harm, and sometimes that's just as cleansing as not. But anyways, let's get back to the angels and demons because I feel like that was a demon trying to come into my life and shift my purpose and shift what the fuck I have going on. But there's no how that a demon is gonna get in the way of where I'm going and how far I'm gonna take it. Because I am so confirmed in who I am and I am so confirmed in my purpose. And with that comes like almost like responsibility to show up and to be who I am embodied. And that scares a lot of people. And I respect that, but I don't give a fuck. Anyways, Spirit has really come to me to really kind of be honest with you about some things that happened at Electric Forest. Um, that not only brought in past triggerings, but past versions of myself that I have literally been killing off. So some of the downloads that I wrote and I want to share with you are 1010, 711. You may be seeing those numbers pretty frequently right now. 711 is actually a testament to codependent energy and feeling like you need to lean on something to find yourself. 7 is all about like the spiritual path of the self, and 11 is kind of like this energy being reflected back on you based off of a partnership or someone else. So it can be very stagnant energy or a cycle of you not being able to release and free yourself. Vampire Diaries is significant. Like Elena and the doppelganger has been coming up. The name Caroline has been coming up, but also Caroline in Vampire Diaries was significant. Maybe you were codependent on validation before, like Caroline's character, and now you're actually seeking a sense of self. Um, you know how she kind of, whoa, it's 11:07 on my clock. You know how Caroline ends up finding herself through becoming a vampire. She ends up gaining that confidence that she never got before when she was mortal. She ends up, connecting deeper with Tyler. She ends up connecting with Klaus. She ends up connecting with different men who bring her even further into her divine feminine energy. Um, and I feel like that's just a significant sync right now. The divine feminine has really awakened. Bees are another significant sync. Bees, because when you think about bees, they create that honeycomb, and that comb is all little pods of feminine energy that creates the whole home, right? That protects the queen bee, me. Just kidding. No, I'm not. But yeah, like the bees are connected to the divine feminine energy, and how when we as women come together, we create such a well balanced home for the males to flourish in. And I think that's what we're seeing right now in the collective energy. We're seeing so many women understanding that their collective purpose is bigger than just taken down dick. Okay, their collective energy is way more important by binding together with other females and binding together with males who understand the assignment and understand their purpose, to really elevate our collective by coming into union. You may be seeing the word union a lot, whether it be on someone's hat or a street sign or a barbershop or Union Station, Union Square. Like, union is a really big word that is manifesting right now into the collective. We're going to see the node switch actually on 7, I think 717, which is another, that's 711 just reverberated and switched up, okay? 717 is a big date to look out for. We have a new moon in Cancer, and we also have the node switching into the North Node in Aries, the South Node in Libra. This is really going to be about individualization within union with partnership. So who you were before in the past may have been codependent, but we're shifting into an understanding that in union you still are an individual who brings a balanced energy to a partnership, which is very beautiful. Okay, demons and angels, like I discussed, don't forget the devil was an angel too. Okay, something really insignificant, something significant that happened to me while I was at Electric Forest was the people that I used to hang out with, the people who took advantage of me. When I lived with them, I was very suicidal. I was a very, in my dark, dark masculine, and they took me down to hell with them. But they portrayed it as beauty, they portrayed it as, you know, love. They portrayed it as something that it never really was, because I didn't feel that internally. I didn't feel elevated through them. I felt stuck and stagnant and small. And I saw them there. I saw the couple who just rings it all in, 1111 confirmation, who rings it all in. And at first I was almost looking at them like, damn, they look so good and happy and like vibrant and embodied. I kept saying they're so embodied. And Spirit said, don't forget the devil was an angel too. And all around me, I kept seeing all this devilish energy. I really felt, especially on the last day before I ended up leaving early, I felt the shift into such a demonic energy. I saw so many drugs being passed around. I saw so many people looking to escape their vessels and inviting other energies into their bodies that were not their own. And it really just, it made me feel so like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, in separation of mind, in separation of myself, in separation of source. It was a very scary energy, and like the spirit just really held that down for me. Like, this is not it, babe. This isn't it. It used to be it when you didn't know yourself. It used to be it when you didn't have control of your vessel, but you do now. And you're only harming yourself by staying in an environment that does not portray the energy that you are. Like, when I say it, I was the prettiest person at Electric Forest. Like, that is my truth. I was the most beautiful person at Electric Forest this year. I want to be clear on that. So anyone who sees this video, just know you were ugly. Just kidding. Yeah. So I actually wrote a ton of notes, and I won't be able to pull them up on my phone right now, but I know one of the ones that I wrote after I had saw this couple who had caused me so much pain, in which, by the way, by me seeing them, it didn't trigger me. It actually made me feel so confirmed in who I am and what I'm doing and where I'm going in my life, because I was like, damn, y'all are still coming here? Like, get a fucking light. um the perception of others has no bearing over you, okay? And when people try to tell you who you are and you believe them, you allow their perception to have a reign over your identity and your self-belief. And when you take that power back and reclaim who you are, they no longer, their perspective doesn't have a bearing over your soul. This is why soul work and shadow work is so necessary in the collective, and it comes in seasons, because you are meant to find yourself through the perceptions of others and what they have told you were. Because then you have to get curious and you have to test that theory. Am I really like this? Do I really resonate with what I've been told that I am, right? Probably not. It's a program. And I think that's what the enemy does most of the time. He sends us people to program us further into the matrix beliefs. But we have the opportunity as sovereign beings to say, that's not it, that's not me. And we get to walk away. And we get to trust that where we're walking. Sorry, I'm a little tipsy. As sovereign beings, we get to walk away and we get to say, like, this is not me. And I'm choosing a higher path. I'm choosing peace. I'm choosing serenity. Serene is another word that has been coming up a lot recently. And also remembering that the mistakes that you make, okay? Let me be clear, okay? Spirit is working on me. Spirit is working on me. And one of the biggest things that I've always done is look for validation. I'm not a saint. I'm a sinner. I really enjoy diving deep into my destruction because I think that my destruction actually brings me a sense of like excitement every once in a while. Every once in a while, okay? For the most part, I'm pretty solid. But when I get in situations like Electric Forest, temptation does play a huge role. And that's when I really started to feel the anxiety come in. It's when I really started to feel the devil come in and tempt me into doing things that I don't do anymore. One of those things being drugs, okay? I fucking love drugs. I'm gonna be honest. There's a lot of drug history, okay, in my life, in my family, and when I am around certain drugs, sometimes I get tempted in trying them. And baby, I'm trying to stop. I'm not trying to stop. I really don't do them regularly. But that's what I noticed. One day I was like, oh man, I'm gonna just take a little bump. And damn, I was like, fuck. I don't do this. I don't like even doing this. What am I doing? And I was like, oh my God, it's the temptation. It's the need to fit in. It's the want to be seen, to feel what they're feeling. I want to know what they're feeling. I want to dance with them. I want to go all night. And every fucking time I try to, I always get tired. And I'm the first one in bed, 2 on my clock. I'm the first one in bed. And I just realized like I'm my own being. I'm my own love. I'm my own self. And I always just need to follow what I need and what I want. And, you know, that's why I ended up leaving the festival early. I was like, you know what? This just isn't it. It's not it. I don't feel like I'm being productive in my choices. I don't feel like I'm being brought to a higher level of being. I don't even feel like I am enmeshing in the love that everyone feels here. I feel like I'm an outsider. From the one place I used to feel like I felt so alive and so in love, 11:17 on my clock right now. It was a place that I actually felt very like I had outgrown. So yeah, I decided to leave, and I realized that that was the devil's playground. Okay, like the last night I was there, I took some acid, and I'm like sitting there becoming a creature with everyone else, and I'm just like, damn, this is crazy. And by the end of the night, I had split up from everyone. I wanted to do my own thing, and that was becoming very common throughout the weekend. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go get some pants from my campsite and come back and try to hang out for a little bit longer and then go to bed. And when I went back after getting my pants, they wouldn't let me back into the forest. And I was like, this is God's way of saying, like, baby, take the L, go back to your fucking tent, and go to fuck to sleep. But when I went back to my campsite, there was all of this fucking bing bong, bat beat, bat bat boop happening at the tent, okay? I had this little man who was wearing acrylic nails, yelling at his bigger than him wife, telling her that she was nothing, she wasn't shit, blah, 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 blah. And I just was like, do I get up and say something, or do I just let this little man with blue acrylic nails yell at his wife? And something in me was like, let her have it. Because if she can't see the anomaly in all of this, then this is just, baby, don't involve yourself in destruction, okay? And I'm laying in my tent, you guys, and I am feeling across my tent like nails touching the outsides. And I'm feeling so paralyzed because I'm like, okay, I'm safe, I'm protected, I'm affirming myself, and I do feel safe and protected. But then all of a sudden, inside of my tent, I feel a hand grab my leg. And I'm sitting there like, I did not hear the zipper. I like pop up and I'm like, and I realize like how many vessels have been taken over in this space because they're choosing to release themselves over. So this has become the devil's playground. This has become a place where spirits are running freely. This has become a place where baby me cannot be any longer. So I dipped like the next morning after I finally got my ass to sleep. Remember, like acid is 12 hours. I took it at 7. So this is like 3, 4 in the morning. So I had a few hours before it really released itself. But after that point, I was like, what I love about acid is, baby, it's going to tell you the truth. It's going to tell you the truth about yourself. And in that time, all I was saying was, I don't belong here anymore. This was a beautiful time. This was something I cherish, I relish, but I no longer belong in this energy. I've transcended it. The next day, baby, it was a full-on thunderstorm. Before it started, I just kept my spirit saying, get the fuck out. I packed my shit so fast. I packed my shit, everything up. I made my fucking neighbors next to me help me pack my shit. And I got in my car. I said bye to my, old friends, and I left. And that was my last time I will ever be on the forest grounds. I think that is a very devilish place. I think it started with genuine energies, but at the end of it, I just realized it was all a production. It's something that brings you there so you can escape. The food vendors were trash. I want to call you guys out. I'm literally going to post you guys. I'm going to tag you in this video. The food vendors were trash. I cannot believe I ever spent $20 on a breakfast burrito that literally had sand and rocks in it. Fuck you guys for that. Fuck that. The commercialism, the overconsumption, the belief that you are being engulfed in something bigger when it is a bunch of bullshit. It's a lie to get you to pay more money, to get you to escape your body, and to get you to separate yourself from the divine. I will never be back to Electric Forest for that reason. Fuck you guys. Fuck all of you. Destruction done unconsciously, okay? Consciously allowing out of fear of letting go. The choices that we make when we just are so fearful and being sober. The choices we make when we're so in fear of being embodied and being present. That's what the devil loves. The devil loves that you want to escape, and that's why the devil gets to you, and that's why you make decisions that are so hurtful to yourself, to your vessel, to your spiritual self, to your physical self, to your mental and emotional body. I really pray for some of the bodies and the people that I stepped and met there. It felt like, oh my God, like I can actually see how genuine your soul is, but you're so lost in the ketamine, you don't even know how perfect you are. It really saddened me. Anyways, moving on. You're at the end of a waiting period. Don't rush what's unfolding. Some of you guys are getting something in the 11th hour. I'm right there with you. The 11th hour, things are unfolding for you, okay? I promise you this week, okay? Especially fire signs. Baby, I know that you've been like, what the fuck? Big signs, what the fuck? You're going to be taken care of. Spirit is literally just banking on you, banking on spirit. And that's so scary, it's so scary when in the past that you've not been able to fully surrender, and so you've never quite gotten what you deserve. The spirit is saying 11:23 on my clock. It just takes time, and it takes you like the steps to believe in me so I can make it work for you. But I'm doing this out of love, even in like the times where you're like impatient. I'm doing this out of love because I'm teaching you patience. I'm teaching you time. I'm teaching you balance. I'm teaching you understanding. I'm teaching you trust, deep emotional trust. And I think a lot of you just don't have enough trust for yourself to make decisions. And it's like spirit is like prepping you right now to make better decisions for yourself. And that's why June was a whole ass test. It was like a test to see that even if you made the mistake, if you had the awareness enough to back yourself out and go the other way. That's what I did at first. Spirit told me, Spirit was like, I'm not mad at you for doing coke. I'm mad at you, or I'm not mad at you at all, actually. Spirit was like, I'm not mad at you at all. I'm actually happy that you made a decision that helped you step closer to your higher self. And I was really in my head and guilty and feeling sad and just like, what the fuck? And I didn't even do like a line, you know, just like a little, this girl put a little nail out, you know, that was it. But that was a little bit more than I wanted to, okay? Being honest sometimes is so scary, but I don't give a fuck. Okay. Venus retrograde in Leo is coming, you guys. It's going to show you better than you can be told, okay? What this Venus retrograde in Leo is showing us is literally self-love. It's showing us how we value ourselves, how we treat ourselves when we are stressed, okay? When we are working, when we are devoting ourselves to things outside of ourselves. How can we reel it back in and find devotion within the self first? Okay. This is what I was saying was the summer of love is really the summer of self-love, because while there's going to be a lot of fun and opportunity to date, to love, to be surrounded in all these great energies, it's also a time to like be focused and like go after what you love first and allow all the other things that love you to kind of circulate around your truth in your center. I've been really saying lately, it's like this is all about finding your center. And sometimes that means that we have to repeat lessons so we can see, like, what the fuck, this is not for me. Well, you guys know my secret now. There was a guy I dated in college, a little bit outside of college, actually, and I remember, like, the first time we studied together, I drooled in front of him, and I was like, well, now you know. I'm a drooler. Um, yeah, this is all about self-love, you guys. It's really about knowing what it is that you need, knowing who you are, and, like, making decisions based off of that. Whatever is meeting you with resistance right now is just not for you, and that's okay. It's literally, it's okay. I think what spirit wants is for you to recognize that and for you to once again like back it out, take a new route. Don't get caught up in what is not for you. Don't get caught up in the old ways of doing things, the old ways of meeting people, believing people, thinking that old people are for you. I do see reconciliation within the collective, but I think it really needs to come from a deep place of self-love and surrender. It's not coming from an ex hits you up and it's just someone that you've just waited for. Like, no. What are they bringing to the table? Baby, if it's nothing, let it go. Daisies are significant, connected to rebirth and renewal. And they also represent faith. So seeing daisies, maybe you just met a daisy or you're hearing the word daisy a lot coming up. But I love that they represent faith. And faith is actually connected to the number 7. We're in a 7-year. This is all about the deep spiritual path of the life path 7. So we're all kind of understanding what that energy is like. This is really a choosing yourself energy, because what 7 wants is to know the truth, and the truth lies within you. You can't outdo the doer. I need to do more of these videos. I'm a little wine drunk. Yeah, you can't outdo the doer. Seven's also associated with the goddess Freya. Daisies are as well, who is the goddess of fertility and love. Interesting enough, since we have so many placements moving through Leo right now, we literally have Venus, Mercury's about to go through Leo, the sun's about to go through Leo. I think Dark Moon Lilith is in Leo right now. Like, this is literally an energy of kind of being selfish and saying, like, I'm not giving you the goods. I'm not giving you anything until you show me that you're worthy of being in my life. Words are cheap right now, okay? Remember that. Like, we can be told that we are loved 1,000 times, whether it be by our parents, from a relationship, from friends. But I think that that really shows up in the way that you are treated when you're at your lowest. And Leos, I know you fucking know this shit because I feel like you have been treated like shit by so many people, even the people that you're closest to, because you were misunderstood and misheard, and because you also like used to just fucking bah, 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 instead of just like grounding in your energy and letting things be. You used to try to force it, and people just weren't having that, which is fair, but also like when you needed those people, they weren't fucking there. So I ride for you. I ride for you. I understand you, Leo. So there's a lot of inner child healing happening and a lot of inner teen healing happening this summer. Let's be clear. Fire signs, I'm also hearing Aries. I want you guys to get pretty clear on what it is that you're asking for this summer because Aries, you already know that you come with the chaos. If you don't get clear on things, sometimes the chaos just comes to you. And it's hard to break out of it. It's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. So I just want you to know that whatever you're entering right now needs to be focused, okay? Patience, young grasshopper, okay? The message is patience this year, and really just like chipping away at it every day, building discipline and building a sense of like repertoire about you. Like, people want to see you, people want to know you, people trust me, especially if you have Leo placements right now. Don't rush it. Don't rush the crush. Don't rush the career path. Don't rush, asking for that raise. Don't rush anything yet because it's really like the plot is thickening and things are like making their way to you, but you have to be so fucking clear right now and so good right now with what you have so you can invite more in. It's really a lesson of gratitude. Thank you, Spirit. I am so sorry. I just need you to help me stay more clear, help me be more connected to this collective. I feel very disconnected right now, and I just need you to come down through me, speak through me, be the vessel for me, okay? If you don't want me to talk about these downloads, please let me know. Spirit said you're already doing them now. 1044, 144 is very significant right now, you guys. 111, 999, 888, 1023, 123. Forgiveness is very, very palpable right now. If you are feeling anything from this Capricorn full moon, it's literally like a need to forgive and a need to step away from feeling so nasty and angry and rageful. Whatever your parents did, forgive. Whatever your ex did, forgive. Whatever your old friends did, forgive. This is not a time to harbor hate because what you are doing is once again, you're giving way to jinns to take over your vessel and do things unconsciously out of spite. And that's just not what God is about. God said, let me handle it, okay? Let me handle it. Why don't you talk to me about it and I will figure out what to do? It's the same thing. It's like you used to beg your parents, like, I need to have this money by this deadline. Baby, let me handle it. I'll call your coach. I'll call the school. I'll call, even if it's not on the time that you want it, it's being handled. So stop trying to handle things yourself. This is how arguments happen. This is how accidents happen. People get upset. All of a sudden, you get your brains blown out. You know what I mean? Like, that's not what we're doing here. We're moving in a more mature and understanding and patient timeline. Let spirit handle it. Okay, peacock energy is extremely strong right now. Peacock is about fertility. So if you don't want to be pregnant, I be saying this shit every year, don't fucking have sex. Or if you do, you know what to do, okay? Wrap that shit up. But pregnancy energy is high right now. There is a lot of spirit babies that have been coming through since April or May. They want to come through. They're ready to come through. But I want your spirit baby to come through from a space of love, a space of divinity, and a space of calm. If you're not in the space to have it, don't do it, okay? This is ridiculous. I've never drilled twice in less than an hour. Your old self is reaching out of the grave right now, that bitch said. Help. I love you. I won't let it happen again. And you're like, shut the fuck up, bitch, die. I don't want another bitch like you alive. Listen, I'm telling you, let that bitch die. The old version of you is so desperate, is so annoying. She literally is just always fucked up. She's always drunk. She's always trying to be the center of attention. She's always trying to like find a new guy or a new girl to entertain. Like she can't hold it down by herself. You, baby, you're aligned with me now. That bitch, she can't hang out with us. Do not invite her. If you invite her, you can't sit with me. Okay? That's just how it is. Like, we are ascending that behavior. We're not begging for energy anymore. Like, we create it. The people I hang out with, like, literally, I love it because we are so, sometimes even just, like, quiet in each other's energy. And there's moments when we're fucking throwing our asses in a circle because it's like, we just don't need all the extra shit. It's created through the vibe. And I feel like the old versions of us just aren't vibes. They're leeches. So let the motherfuckers die, okay? That desperate energy is really, it's just time to release it. It's time to give her, a ceremony of release. And also with this Capricorn full moon, I feel like that's what it is. It's honestly death. It's an entrance into a new dimension through the portal of death. Like, if you want to be free, like you say, why are you still giving old versions of you a place to live? It just doesn't really, the math is not mathing. You deserve freedom, and freedom comes with the belief that you are enough with what you have and where you are. Because I want you to think back to 5 years ago. How bad was it? How bad was it? Be real with me. It was bad. It was way worse than what it is now. So what you were dealing with was actually a catalyst for your change. And now that you've changed, you're wanting to go back into comfort. And that's just not legible. It's not even possible with what you decided to choose moving forward on this pathway. So I really want you to give way for spirit to be your friend now and stop being friends with the people that made you sick. The person that made you sick. It's an illness, really. The color pink is significant. Blue and yellow. Pink is really about stepping into your feminine energy, but also like being able to give and share love and stand with grace and generosity. Blue is really about the throat chakra, feeling comfortable enough to speak up, feeling cosmically supported, but also earthly planed supported. I don't know. Supported by the people you can see in the material, but also supported by your ancestors, by your guides, by the birds, by the bees, by the butterflies, all of it, the universe in itself working together to show you that you are worthy enough to speak your truth, okay? And I want you to do that this week. I want you to be comfortable if you need to leave a relationship and say like this, I love you, but I don't think that moving forward with you is, in alignment with what I need at this point in my life. Like, be honest. And if you're still thinking about it, that's okay, but understand that You're prolonging your growth by not speaking on your truth. Yellow, a lot of solar plexus upgrades are happening right now. Confidence is coming through for you. I feel like you're so just like embodied and just like, I love myself. Oh my god, yesterday I was giving a reading to someone. It was a transit reading and tarot oracle reading. I was at her home and we ended up microdosing like towards the end of the reading. And right when it started to come on, I was like, oh my god, I could feel all these emotions and I wanted to cry. And I went to the bathroom and I looked in the mirror and I was like, you don't need to cry. You're so beautiful. You're so embodied. You're so lovely to be around. Your energy is so graceful. And it just like brought me back into myself and brought me back into my purpose. And I was like, oh my God, I'm literally at this 40-year-old woman's house giving her a reading. And she's entrusting me with that. And that to me shows the level of like obedience that I have and just divine understanding that God has given me. And that's enough. And I like reintegrated back into my body and all the emotions settled and it came back into confidence, into space for her to be her and for me to be me. And that was just an activation of my solar plexus, you know? So I really think that looking into the mirror and reminding yourself of how lovely you are is so important. What's up?
Are you still recording?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's up?
Nothing. My quad hurts so bad. I overworked this one, so it's like offset. So like when I walk, it's just like this is contracting mad hard, and then this one just like feels like nothing because I apparently didn't go that hard. I was like,
Interesting.
my ass hurts though.
Excellent.
Perfect. I was just seeing what you're doing. I was gonna let Sage in here, but she's not done. But it's better for her to sleep up here than with me because your couch is a little small.
Oh yeah. Okay, flamingo spirits. I'm sure you're seeing them everywhere. You might be seeing them on swim trunks. You might be seeing them in yards. You might be seeing pictures of them. I honestly might make a tufted rug of a flamingo because I've just been like, yes, yes. Hold on to hope, which is funny.
Look at the baby.
That is not.
Yes, it is. She's so sleepy. Look at her.
Alright, stay there. Go talk to Dwarfman about your nose. Hold on to hope was something I wrote, but I like really want to be clear about hope. Hope is not rooted in anything. My best friend and I were talking about it, and we were like, hope is not rooted in trust. It's rooted in worry. It's rooted in fear. So I really want to switch that into like optimism. Like root yourself in optimism and self-belief and truth. Be truthful of your reality. Drake things keep coming up. You might be seeing Drake in the news pretty soon too. Wanting to dye your hair red or strawberry blonde. That's that divine feminine energy coming through. San Sebastian is coming through. Hey, if you're gonna be up here, you need to, yeah. San Sebastian's coming through. It might be San Sebastian, Mexico. But there's like tons of San Sebastians around the world. Let me know if that's a thing for any of you guys out there. And then I wrote Cowboys and Angels. Cowboys and Angels. Check out Dustin Lynch on that one, you guys. But let's go ahead and get into the reading. That was literally 40 minutes, I cannot believe, of downloads. I'm going to use Sacred Rebels, but I just feel called to use this because I feel the ancestral energy so strongly right now throughout the collective. Spirit, I want to thank you so Spirit, thank you so much for allowing me to connect with the collective today and every day. Thank you for bringing me deeper into the message, bringing me deeper into my purpose, bringing me deeper into connection with you. Please allow me to speak directly and openly and fluidly through you. What information do you have for the collective on this beautiful full moon in Capricorn? What does the collective need to know? We rise against the grain. We have a 4 here. I really feel like there's a lot of movement happening in the home. Oh my god. Good.
Hey, again, let's go.
Be the hunter, not the hunted. 8, okay? You may be seeing 4s and 8s recently. Leo season is really significant for a lot of you. This season, Cancer season, is a turning point. It's a shift. I really want you to be, just keep your eyes open this month. Be very clear, like I said earlier, on what it is that you're calling in, because basically June was like our testing grounds, but Cancer season is going to be like an emotional testing ground, but also a shift because of the transmutation that's happening through feeling your emotions. A lot of people try to suppress their emotions and act like they don't exist, or that they're not real, that they don't matter. But Spirit is really saying no. By you actually feeling into everything that is going on, you are giving life to your inner world. And that life gets to shed life onto the external world. You're no longer like needing to vent to friends about certain things. You're speaking through yourself, to yourself about things, and that's ultimately helping you shift your perspective. A lot of you are dropping like depression, I'm hearing. You're like, I'm not depressed, I'm just feeling. Yeah, what do you feel? That's a 9, okay? Like, the paradigm is really shifting for a lot of you, and you're like being asked to weigh your options, but also like weigh your emotions into things. Like, you don't have to be in a space of confusion. That's a choice. Like, we're realizing now, like, on a collective level, that we have choices that can be made. We can choose our lower self, we can choose to go backwards, or we can choose to take control of our realities. And it doesn't mean that we are not co-creating with spirit. It just means that we're no longer identifying with reasons to be a victim. Like, on the grand scheme of things, like, everything is very small. Look at that bee! Divine Feminine! What is up? 15, big bold vision. Okay, 6, cosmic energy, cosmic love. We are literally vibrating on the same fucking vibration right now. If you found this video, you found it for a reason, because you are meant to be in alignment in the same room as me. I see you. I feel you. I know you. Why? Because you are me. We are each other vibrating through one another. Why? Because we're not choosing to go the normal path. We're not choosing to go the way that they told us to go. We're choosing to go our own way. And that is how we bump into each other on the way. We're like, oh, hey. And then all of a sudden we're connecting with soul family, because it's meant to be that way. I'm thinking of one of my closest friends right now, Reina, and when I met her, she just came to one of my yoga classes, and we weren't even friends after that. I didn't become friends with her until a year later. But we bumped into each other, and it was just like an energy. And Spirit said it may not be now, but it will be later. Your soul tribe is coming into you. I love this, you guys. I love this. I love this card. That's why knowing what you feel is so important, because if you don't know what you feel, you won't be able to meet the people because your light is so dark and so dimmed out. But when you open yourself up to authenticity and your truth, you allow a light to shine so those people who are looking for you can see you, can know you. You really got to put yourself out there, I'm hearing. Free from judgment, free to love. Ooh, you guys. Look at those lights, those little lights. It reminds me of the fireflies. 39, that's a 12. That's 3. It's allowing spirit to shine through you, which is something you've never done. It's been scary. It's so scary to be your true self, your authentic self. But you've gone through so much. Look at the owls in this reading, okay? It's a lot of wisdom that you've carried because your journey has not been easy. You've done a lot of shadow work to be where you are now. Defend to the end. I feel like such a feral energy within the collective, such a deep willingness to shift back into the vibration of love because of what you've seen, because of what you've gone through, because of what you've been shown. I love the feathers in this. You could have a lot of air energy in your chart. You could have fire energy. You could also have water energy in your chart. I'm also hearing Virgo. Fixed signs, you already know I'm talking to you too. Some of the deepest change that's coming through for you right now is coming because it's time for you to usher in a new beginning. All the darkness is being purged out. And that's what was happening last week. That's why all the crazies were out, because all of that was being purged through them too. Remember, we're a collective. We've all had a little crazy come out of us. But God is saying a lot of that is coming to an end. There will be a balance, right? Always. There will be duality and the beauty and also the shame and the darkness. But a lot is coming to light right now. And what you've been through is what is setting. It's creating a container. It's creating a container because what you've gone through, what you've seen, what you've been through is dark and it's scary. And that's why when newer things come out that are really dark and scary, you're not as shifted by it because it's already happened to you. And so now you have a container to hold on to the new souls that are learning these things, learning the atrocities, the crimes against humanity, learning about the fucking terrible ass politicians, celebrities, dark lords who have been plaguing our earth for a very long time. You're making space for them to feel all of these things, but you do that when you make space for your emotions too. This is why it's so important for us to know thyself, to heal thyself, so we can make space for others to do the same without judgment. We give them love. Love creates more space. If there is anything else that you have, this wanted to come out earlier, the perfection of your life. I want you to really think about the perfection of your life and think about how beautiful it is. Knowing that where you come from is enough. That where you've been is enough. That you are omnipresence. That God has a purpose for you despite of what it looks like now. There are so many people that believe in you. Even the people that aren't in your life anymore, they believe in you. How cool is that? You've set such a prime example. You've set such a beautiful, they can't even believe it. Like, they can't even believe how far you've come from all that shit. And you're about to walk into this new path and this new journey, just receiving so much love, support, abundance. And a lot of people are watching from the sidelines saying, damn, I fucked up. No, that's because you stayed true to you, despite who was there. And you're being rewarded now. Spirit is rewarding you for your discipline, your obedience. And I don't want you to think it's discipline in your work. It's not. It's discipline in your self-work, in your self-trust, in your self-knowledge. You healed yourself. And now you are free. I'm going to leave it at that, you guys. I love you. Frida. Frida's important. Freya. That's a word that keeps coming through. Your grandmother is watching over you as well. I'm hearing grandmother. She loves you so, so much. If she's still alive, go see her. She has a message for you. And if she's not, I want you to meditate on her. Feel her, trust her, love her, light a candle for her, a white candle. I'm also hearing a green candle or a yellow candle. I love you guys. Happy full moon in Capricorn. May your truth live on. May it shine through you, and may it uplift you to your highest being.